guys, Josh with Working Man Reads, and today I'm here with a video that probably won't apply to most of the people that are subscribed to me, but this is for that one person who has been searching YouTube currently to find a video about tips from somebody who actually is a very busy person who still manages to read. And let me give you a little bit of information about myself. I am a full-time HVAC technician, and for those of you that don't know, that is heating and air conditioning and refrigeration. I do it commercially, with sometimes being on call for 24/7 hours. Yes, that means I get woken up at 2 a.m. and have to go on a service call. So, to put it into perspective, I'm a very busy person, and I also have a child who is a toddler, and I am married. So there's not a lot of time to read, but there is still time. So I wanted to put this video out with 5 tips that I use in my everyday life to get through books. I don't read 100 books a year. I don't think that's a dedication right there. That's reading a lot. But I have read 23 this year, and it is July, and I'm very proud of myself for that. It's little goals. It's setting an example for my child that I do read, and I do try to educate myself and entertain myself with other things other than a screen. And I think that that's important into today's society. So I may get a little preachy during this video, but I just feel really passionate about this. It's my hobby. It's something that I love, and I hope you leave with something out of this. And just keep in mind throughout it that what works for me might not work for you. And reading is a skill. So in order to get good at a skill, you have to practice. You have to do it. If you set a goal, just reach that goal. If it's small, no one gives a shit. Do what you need to do and just have fun with it. So, number 1, find what you like to read and try a lot of different genres. You may only correlate reading to, hey, I had to read that book in high school, and it was extremely boring, and my teacher said I had to read 40 pages that night, and over the weekend I had to finish it, and I just never was able to reach that goal, or it was just horribly boring, and that's what you equate reading to. That's not reading. I mean, sometimes you do in college and things like that. You might have to read something you don't want to, but I'm here to tell you, read multiple genres. Read it until you find what you like. I personally like 2-3 different genres, and I read it a lot. So, but I wouldn't have known that if I didn't try new things. So try new things. Number 2, start off slow. And if you only read like 10 pages, that's okay. If you set a timer on your phone and you say, I'm going to read for a half an hour that day. And if you can't read for 1/2 of an hour, then you have time management problems, because most people can sit down and just stay focused on one thing for 30 minutes. But sometimes you might have a kid cry in the corner and you got to go get the kid. You just put your book down, but make sure you come back later. You might have only made it through 5 pages, and that's okay. Most books are, 300 pages? So if you were to read, do the math right now. If you were to read 20 pages a day, you would be through that book in a good amount of time. And that's okay. If you read 2 books a month, that's okay. I'm here to tell you that it can be done. It takes time. It's a skill. And number 3, audiobooks are reading. My wife says that audiobooks aren't reading, but I'm here to tell you that it is. Sometimes that's all you can do. When I'm out working and I worked a 10-hour day, but I wasn't able to really sit down with a book, then it's okay to listen to the audiobook while I'm on my way to the next service call. That might be the only chance I get to intake that author's story. And that's really what it's all about, is taking in the story. And there's a lot of different ways to do that, except for SparkNotes. Don't do that. That's not really good. And number 4, instead of using your phone for an hour, try to only use it for 30 minutes and then spend the rest reading a book. Set a timer on your phone, like I said. So, okay, I'm going to scroll Facebook for a half hour. That's a long time. That's a lot of screen time. But make sure once that timer goes off, okay, I'm putting my phone down and I'm going to do something else. Okay, I'm going to educate myself on a topic, or I'm going to read for fun, or I'm going to write, or do whatever you want to do, but make sure you have that time in your head and being more productive. And number 5, nap times and bedtime is kind of important to use as your time to do what you want to do. So that's more for the parents that are watching this video. I use nap times throughout the day. Weekends are huge for reading for me. And at now, when I put Aria down at 8 o'clock, this is when I can make my YouTube videos. This is when I can get on and do some writing. This is when I can read a book. So yeah, I would say use your time that you have and use it well. And that's the best I can say for you. So this has been Working Man Reads. I hope you leave this video with maybe a tip that you haven't heard before. I know most of this is common knowledge, but really I wanted it to be an inspirational video, almost more or less, that just remind you that you only get this life one time. And if there's something that you want to do, go do it. Even if it's not reading a book, then take from this video that for a certain amount of your day, work at that skill, work at that hobby, and you'll succeed. It might take time, and that's okay. Yeah. So thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. Peace.
You're hilarious. You put that in the cart? Put that in the cart.
Bye.